morning. You're watching the news on African Free Press Television. My name is Leo, and these are the stories we're tracking for you at this moment. The kidnapped army officer 7 at the Nigerian Army School of Infantry, Jaje in Kaduna State, Colonel Semaila Inusa, has been found dead. A statement by the Acting Director, Army Public Relations, Colonel Sani Kukasheka Usman, informed the public that Colonel Semaila Inusa, who was kidnapped on Sunday 27th March 2016, was found dead yesterday, Tuesday 29th March 2016, at about 6 p.m. He said preliminary investigations revealed that most likely the senior officer was killed same day he was kidnapped by his abductors because the body was found already decomposing around Ajaita village off Eastern Bypass, Kaduna State. The statement added that whosoever was behind his abduction and murder would be fished out to face the full wrath of the law. The army colonel was abducted from his car around Kamazo area near Refinery Junction in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State on Sunday, March the 27th. And the abductors intercepted the officer's personal car and later dropped off his wife before leaving with him as they traveled along the Abuja-Kaduna road. President Muhammadu Buhari will leave Abuja for Washington, D.C. today to join President Barack Obama and about 60 other world leaders and heads of international organizations at the 4th Nuclear Security Summit, which opens there on Thursday. In a statement released by presidential spokesman Mr. Adesina said that at the plenary sessions of the summit, which is dedicated to reinforcing international commitment to the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, President Buhari will insist that while Nigeria will continue to sustain that commitment, the world powers must respect the rights of other countries to the peaceful use of nuclear energy for development purposes. The President will reaffirm Nigeria's stance that international efforts to ensure greater security of nuclear materials should maintain a balance between nuclear non-proliferation obligations and the indisputable rights of Nigerian and other countries to harness nuclear energy and technology for socio-economic development. And meanwhile, the Minister of State for Petroleum, Dr. Emmanuel Ibekachukwu, has apologized to Nigerians for his comments last week that the current petrol scarcity will continue till May, and only magic could bring a quicker end to the crisis that has already stretched beyond a month. Speaking to journalists last Wednesday at the presidential villa, Mr. Kachukwu had said he had no magic wand to make fuel available overnight. The minister said his casting persists for 2 more months as oil produced in the refineries would not be sold but kept in the strategic reserve. Mr. Kachukwu came on the fire for his comments, drawing scathing criticisms from many Nigerians, including a senior leader of the ruling All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, who said the comments were insulting to the Nigerians facing hardship daily to get petrol. And many Nigerians also backed the minister for delivering a frank message that lacked the usual political pretense. At a meeting with the Senate Committee on Petroleum on Tuesday, the minister apologized for his remarks. He also assured that fuel queues will disappear across the nation by April. And the Nigerian Labour Congress in Oyo State has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the state government to schedule a meeting between it and Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi over unpaid worker salaries with effect from Wednesday. In the ultimatum, which was issued after a meeting of the leaders of the NLC Trade Union Congress and the Joint Negotiating Council on Tuesday, the unions threatened industrial action. Addressing reporters on Tuesday evening at the office of the union at Challenge in Ibadan, the NLC chairman, Comrade Wahid Olajide, said the move became necessary after efforts to meet with the governor to find a solution to the backlog of 5 months' salary failed. In response to the ultimatum, a government spokesman and the special advisor to the governor on communication and strategy, Mr. Yomi Laink, expressed surprise after the pronouncement. He said a meeting had already been scheduled for Thursday with the leadership of the labor unions in the state. And meanwhile, work has resumed in the state amidst groaning from the effects of fuel scarcity. And the former Nigerian Minister of Petroleum Resources, Mrs. Desiani Alison Madueke, has vehemently denied stories that her sister has a kid for former President Goodluck Jonathan. She debunked this story in London while responding to questions from the CEO of Aviation magazine, Mr. Adele Momodu. and Mrs. Adueke strongly noted that it is totally untrue, as she has no such sister or relative. She wondered how people could fabricate such blatant lies. The former Nigerian Petroleum boss is currently undergoing extensive cancer treatment in London. And the director of the Cyprus Ministry of Foreign Affairs Crisis Management Center, Homa Mavroumatis, said on Tuesday that the Egypt air hijacker is in the custody of authorities in Cyprus. A tweet from the ministry said that the situation is over and that the hijacker had been arrested. The incident began when an Egyptian man allegedly hijacked the Egypt Air flight because of his ex-wife, forcing the plane to land in Cyprus. A presidential spokesman, Ala Yusuf, said authorities identified the hijacker as Egyptian national Saif el-Din Mustafa. And earlier, Yusuf identified the hijacker as an Egyptian-American dual citizen with a different name. The Airbus 320 was carrying at least 81 people, Egypt's civil aviation ministry said. The hijacking is not related to terrorism, but rather hijacker's ex-wife, a spokesman for the Cyprus Transport Ministry, said. Egyptian authorities had been negotiating with the hijacker. And still on the foreign scene, the U.S. State Department and Pentagon ordered on Tuesday the families of American diplomats and military staff have to leave posts in southern Turkey because of security fears. The move comes amid heightened concerns throughout Turkey and was accompanied by an updated travel warning again advising U.S. citizens of an increased threat of attacks. The State Department and Pentagon said dependents of American staffers at the U.S. consulate in Adana and in Selik Air Base and 2 other locations must leave. In sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will miss the 2017 edition of the Afcon qualifiers after losing by a lone goal to the Pharaohs of Egypt on Monday in Alexandria. Although it was a 0-0 at halftime, the Egyptians always looked more likely to win the match, having rattled Nigerian defense on many occasions in the first half. And the Nigerians were limited to short passes, unable to convert their possession into attempts on goal. The second half saw the Pharaohs maintaining their momentum and finally caught their goal in the 65th minute. Ramadan Sobi shot towards the Nigerian goal and the ball rolled under goalkeeper Akbei's arm. The Eagles' introduction of Alex Iwobi failed to produce the spark, saying in the reverse leg in Kaduna, and the Egyptians saw out the match to seal the qualification for the Afcon. The Eagles went into the Alexandria game in dire need of a win to give them a boost for 2017 African Cup of Nations tickets, but the resilient Pharaohs ensured that the 3-time champions missed out for the second consecutive edition. Nigeria's chances became slimmer following Chad's withdrawal from the Afcon qualifiers, as Egypt topped the group, leading Nigeria with 2 points and Tanzania on 1 point. The win has now created an insurmountable 5-point lead for Egypt, as only the match against Tanzania is left to play. And these are the stories we're tracking for you coming from African Free Press Television this morning. For more, please do log on to our website at www.africanfreepress.com. Follow us on Twitter at African Free Press. Like our Facebook page at africanfreepress.com. Do join us in our discussions on various interesting topics at African Free Press Forum and subscribe to our YouTube channel at African Free Press. My name is Leo Oketa. Do have a good day.